Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lunaris Eleron, and have you ever been asked by someone to recommend an anime for them to watch, or if you have seen people asking in forums or in comments to recommend them an anime? I've seen a lot of them, and personally, I think most people has the wrong approach to answer this question. There is only one acceptable way to answer this question. That is to ask more questions to narrow down a specific list of anime that will cater to the questioner's taste. That is, if someone asks you to recommend an anime, what I would answer is that what I would ask back is what genre he or she likes, he or she prefers at that time, and not just list a bunch of anime that I really like. For some reason, when I see this kind of question in forums or in random YouTube comments in random YouTube videos, for some reason I've seen lots of people just answer by listing down a bunch of random anime that has little similarity with each other. Like I've seen comment where the commenter answer by listing romance drama anime, then for some reason the next one is mecha anime, and then for some reason the next one is action shonen anime. There is no rhyme or reason or how it those three animes are related. It feels like more like these people just list down a bunch of recent anime that they enjoy instead of trying to prod the questioner what anime, what genre, what type of anime they prefer. I mean, I get it. I think that lots of people like when they are able to share things they enjoy, and be it anime, movie, or games, something like that. But I think this kind of approach is just very lazy and unhelpful and too generalized. If someone asks me to recommend them an anime, my first question would be, what genre do you like? Here's the thing that, in my opinion, people who, when asked this question, and then suddenly list random anime titles, are people who doesn't really watch many anime. So when they don't watch many anime, the amount of anime they watch that actually really good is also very scarce. Like imagine someone who watch like only 4 or 5 anime a year. I imagine like only one or two of the anime is actually really good that they are willing to recommend. So when someone asks them to recommend them an anime from the last 2-3 years, they probably have only like 3 to 4 to 5 anime that they think is good enough to recommend to other people. But for someone like me, I watch like dozens of anime a year, even though maybe I didn't finish everything because I'm busy working. But for someone like me who watch many anime a year, crossing various different genre, from serious, from shonen, from supernatural horror, psychological, slice of life, mecha, romance drama, romance comedy. I watch pretty much almost every genre, even though I admit that there are several genres that I am not really that acquainted with. For some reason, for example, my list of reverse harem and my list for horror anime is very scarce. That if someone asked me to recommend them an anime from that genre, I wouldn't be very comfortable recommending them any. But my point is that when I watch lots of anime, when someone asks me a good anime to watch, there is literally so many anime that I could recommend that it will take them forever to watch. People like this are probably a casual watcher anyway, so they probably don't have much time to watch. They probably can only afford like 1 or 2 anime at one time. So it is very important for you who has been asked to recommend an anime to prod further what kind of anime they would like. Like genre is one thing, but I will also ask further something like art style, or whether it's a classic anime or a modern anime, or is it for something that is very easily watched, something you don't have to focus so much, or something very niche. Like there are so many things you can ask back to give the perfect recommendation. So my advice is when someone asks for recommendation, ask them back what exactly do they want, so you can further give them the perfect recommendation. Anyways, this is short video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.